What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466cards, and today we're going to go through the estimated odds of hitting various rare Caitlin Clark cards from 2024 Panini WNBA Rookie Royalty. If you're not aware, this is a newly released product. It's gotten a lot of attention, let's say, over the last week or so, but it is a very, very high-end product, and Caitlin Clark obviously is the chase. And we're able to calculate the odds because the checklist has now been released. You can see this on your screen on Beckett's website, and the simplicity of the product is why we're able to calculate the odds. There's only two cards in this box. One is either a Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese on-card auto, and then the second one is either a Downtown or a Kaboom of 12 WNBA rookies. And so because of that simplicity, it's really easy to calculate the odds, and that's what we're going to do. If you're wondering how I did this, here is the spreadsheet behind all the work and numbers that I am about to show you. So if we go through the summary, all of the autographs are serial numbered in the checklist except for one, and that is the Donruss Next Day autograph. And so what I've done is created two scenarios so that we can have a high and a low, right? On the low scenario, we're going to say that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese signed 100 of these next day autos. And on the high end, we're going to say that they signed 1,000 of them, right? And so the number should be somewhere between those two. And that is the approach that we're going to take to then fill out all the data that we need to estimate the odds. So let's jump right into it. First thing you probably want to know about 2024 Panini Rookie Royalty, the total print run. And so if we take the low scenario, which is again 100 next day autographs from both Reese and Clark, it's 1,700. And if it's the high scenario, which is 1,000 next day autographs from both Reese and Clark, it's 3,500. So those are the print run estimates right off the bat, somewhere between 17 and 3,500. The odds of hitting a Clark auto is 50% in both scenarios because we know that half of them are Angel Reese cards and half of them are Caitlin Clark cards, regardless of how many next day autos there are. The odds of hitting a Clark Kaboom or Downtown is 8.3%, regardless of the scenario, because again, there's 12 rookies in there, so 1 out of 12 is 8.3%. And similarly, odds of hitting at least one Clark, so that's either a Clark auto or a Clark Kaboom or a Clark Downtown, would be 54.2%. And that is the 50% of hitting a Clark auto plus half of the 8.3% of hitting a Clark Kaboom or Downtown, because there are some instances where you will actually get both, and that is nice. But then on the flip side, that means that there will be a lot of people, 46% who hit neither a Clark auto or a Kaboom or Downtown. Thoughts and prayers to you. So those are the high-level simple stats. Let's go to the ones that you probably care about the most, which is the odds of hitting specific types of Caitlin Clark cards in this rookie royalty product from Panini WNBA. So the odds of hitting a Clark rookie patch autograph. In the low scenario, it's 29%. In the high scenario, where there are many more next day autographs, it's 14%. All right. So 1 in 7 in the high scenario, roughly, 2 in 7, almost 30% in the low scenario for getting a RPA from Clark. What about a numbered Kaboom? There are 10 golds and 1 green, so there's 11 total, right? In the low scenario, the chances of you hitting it is 0.6%. In the high scenario, it's 0.3%. So don't count on getting a numbered Kaboom from Caitlin Clark if you're buying these boxes. How about the odds of hitting a Clark 1 of 1, a Caitlin Clark 1 of 1 from buying a box of 2024 Panini Royalty or Rookie Royalty? On the low scenario, just under 1%, which to me is actually not bad. You have a 1 in 100 shot. On the high scenario, though, it's 0.4%. So wouldn't count on this either. But 1% on the low scenario is not too bad in terms of getting a Clark 1 of 1. And then now, what about an RPA 1 of 1? Because there's a bunch of autograph 1 of 1s that are not RPAs. On the low scenario, it's 0.5%. On the high scenario, it's 0.2%. So don't count on that either. And then I think there's two more left here. A WNBA logo RPA 1 of 1. Basically a logo man or logo woman, whatever you want to call this. The odds of that in the low scenario is 0.2%. In the high scenario, it's 0.1%. Do not count on this. And then lastly, the Clark Kaboom 1 of 1. There's only one of them. So the low scenario is 0.06% and the high scenario is 0.03%. So looking through all these numbers, it's a lot of money to spend to buy these lottery tickets. I would not recommend buying these unless you have a lot of money to spare or really, really, really want to chase the thrill of basically gambling when ripping these boxes. And yes, ripping these boxes is a gamble. Shout out Jeremy Lee. Now, that's the end of today's video. Let me know your thoughts on the numbers down below. Next time, we're going to continue the conversation around these Panini rookie royalty boxes for the WNBA. And we're going to go through all the reasons that I hate this product. And it has nothing to do with the price. Because there's been a lot of talk about the price and the Dutch auction, the reverse Dutch auction. It started at $30,000, it hit $3,000. Regardless of the price, I hate this product. And I have 3 reasons to hate this product. And they have nothing to do with the price it sold at or didn't sell at or whatever the heck happened there with the reverse Dutch auction. No. This is the terrible product for 3 completely separate reasons. I'm going to go over those in my next video. Thank you, as always, for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.